I want to talk a little bit about Barrick, since you play as Barrick, and not a lot of people know anything about Barrick. Like I said, he was in the first six Gears of War comics, the first graphic novel. He was the last of Zeta Squad. Marcus finds him. There is a little loophole, I believe, because Jace is in this comic, and I believe when Jace sees Barrick, they don't recognize each other because Jace is in Raam's shadow, but he was a teenager during this time. Because Jace is one of the youngest Cog. So during this time, he was a teenager, and he's an orphan, Jace. That's also tucked in here, by the way. And he grew up at the orphanage with this guy named Waylon, the guy that comes out. Waylon comes out in Raam's shadow as well. So it's kind of, there's just a little loophole there, because it's like, well, Barrick knew Jace in Raam's shadow early, like a long time ago, and then in this one, they meet each other, and it's like they never met. I believe that's what I remember. I haven't read this for a while, but I remember that Jace and Barrick didn't react to each other when they saw each other, because they find Barrick, and then Barrick joins them. So he joins with them, and they start fighting and all that. I believe they're looking for they're just looking for like locust stragglers after the light mass bombing, I believe. You find out in this one that Barrick has rust lung. And what rust lung is, it's a condition that people get, that humans get when they're exposed to emulsion vapors. And people started to get rust lung after the light mass bombing, the ending of Gears of War 1, because they sent in the light mass bomb into the hollow, and it pretty much evaporated a lot of emulsion, and that vapor came up to the ground, and it causes this sickness. And it's a lung sickness. It will like destroy your lungs, and they call it rust lung because you cough up or you vomit this like brownish color that's like a rust color. And some of the symptoms are just cough, vomit, fatigue. Sometimes it causes paranoia and aggression, trouble breathing, that kind of thing. So Barrick has this, and the way that they find out that Barrick has rust lung is because he just keeps on coughing a lot, but he's got that cigar, and he actually has it in Raam's shadow. I thought that was brilliant. The whole time. I mean, the whole DLC. He's got the cigar in his mouth, and I love that because that's like the signature of Barrick. And he's pretty much got the cigar in his mouth in the comic too, the whole time, and he's just coughing and coughing. And Marcus is like, "You gotta stop smoking. Like, it's gonna kill you." And Barrick is like, "That's not what's causing this." And Marcus is like, "Well, then what's wrong with you?" And he's like telling him about the rust lung and how it's. He says a few things about it, and Marcus is like, "Oh damn." So Barrick is like, "This isn't gonna kill me. You know, the rust lung is gonna kill me. So I might as well just do whatever the hell I want to." Another thing about Barrick is that he used to be a stranded. If you don't know what stranded is it's pretty much the people that are not part of the cog and are fending for themselves out in the open. They have stranded camps. They're just people that really don't want the protection of the cog, and they don't want to join the cog. They don't like the cog, and they steal from the cog weapons and all that, food. They're pretty much pissed that the chairman is distributing more supplies to the cog than to the stranded. Like, that's why you see the cog's so pumped and so big, because they pretty much have to be. They're going up against locusts, and the stranded are like freaking puny little sticks because they don't have enough food. But I mean, you gotta stop and think, like, okay, well, who's fighting the locusts? The cogs, so they need the more protein, right, to be able to survive that. But the stranded hate them for so many reasons that I won't go into right now. But But yeah, the Cog hate the Stranded hate the Cog. Barrick used to be part of the Stranded, as well as Dizzy, by the way. But Barrick, he talks a little bit about him being stranded. In Raam's shadow, he says that his stranded camp sucked and all this stuff. And he also mentions the word Operation Lifeboat, and what that is, it was a operation that happened a long time ago. It was somewhere between, like in the early, like when E-Day. It was almost. It wasn't right after E-Day, but it was. It wasn't very long after E-Day. The COG needed more recruits, and the COG was like, go for the stranded. So the stranded were suffering with disease because their camps were dirty. A lot of them had rust lung, and just diseases that were lethal, that you were gonna die if you didn't get help. So during this time, the stranded pretty much saw themselves hopeless and desperate because they were seeing their family members dying, and they were sick and everything, and they didn't have medicine, and the only people that had medicine were the COG, and the COG started to take advantage of this, of their sickness and all that, and saying, if you guys join the COG, we'll take care of your family, we'll give them medicine and everything that you want them to have, but you have to join the COG. And this is exactly what Dizzy did, and this is exactly what Barrick did. He joined the COG during the Operation Lifeboat. So a lot of stranded do have hard feelings about the Operation Lifeboat, because the COG kind of manipulated that situation so that they could get what they wanted. It was kind of like, join the COG and your family lives, or don't join the COG and your family dies. So a lot of stranded joined the COG during that time. In this book, in the graphic novel, Barrick, he dies at the end because he's pretty much fighting him, Dom, Marcus, and Jace. They get in a really bad ambush, and they're pretty much like, they're gonna die if they stay there. Like they're overwhelmed. Marcus sends Dom and Jace up this like hill thing, like this cliff thing, where they would be safer up on top if they got away. So they go up there, and Marcus and Barrick are on the bottom, still fighting these locusts. Barrick tells Marcus, he tells him, "You go, I'll take him out." And Marcus is like, "You're not gonna take him out. You're gonna die." He's like, "I have to stay with you to help you." And see, this is it. This is the part right here. That's Barrick right there. And he's telling him right here, he's telling him, "Go, man, go." He's telling him to leave, and Marcus doesn't want to leave, but he ends up leaving. Look at this guy. That's Barrick. He does end up leaving, and see, here's Marcus climbing up the cliff. Marcus leaves Barrick behind. It kills Marcus to leave him behind because he knows Barrick is gonna die, and it doesn't show Barrick like actually get killed, but it's kind of obvious that he did get killed because he was just one against who knows how many locusts. But he did hold them off for long enough, so that's how Barrick dies. And at the top of the cliff, you can see Marcus is like really just hurt that he had to leave him. But Jay says that he knows that Marcus left Barrick behind because of Jace and Dom. Because he was like, I think Marcus must have been thinking, if I stay here with Barrick, me and Barrick are gonna die, and how are Dom and Jace going to get out of this? So that's why Marcus left. He was like, I have to live so that I could get those two out of here. And kind of sacrificed Barrick, but Barrick was like, I'm gonna die anyways. And he's got, they kind of mention that he has so much aggression and so much strength because of the rust lung. Because like I said, a symptom of the rust lung is aggression. So Barrick was like, I'm gonna take advantage of it right now. So that's just a little bit about Barrick. The ending of Raam's Shadow was pretty cool. Raam kills Valera, the Alicia Valera, the only female in the squad for this one. He kills her pretty much the same way that he killed Min Young Kim in Gears of War 1, where he stabs them and then that's it. And Kim is just so like mad that he killed Valera, and he sees her there just laying there, and he's like, he's got this. This is after the fight with RAAM, because you do get to fight RAAM, and it's a crazy battle. Oh my god! But yeah, you do fight him for a long time. Afterwards, Kim. Everybody's evacuating. Everybody's trying to get off. They don't kill RAAM, obviously, because he comes back in Gears of War 1. They don't kill RAAM. Min Young Kim is like, oh hell no, I'm gonna kill him right now. And he goes into the rubble where RAAM is, and he's stuck. RAAM's stuck. And Min comes, and he's like, I'm gonna take you down right now. He's like, this is for Valera. And he's gonna kill him. But then RAAM calls his Krill, and the Krill start attacking Min. And he's still going for RAAM, and Barrick comes out of nowhere and just pulls Min out of there, and he's like, not today. And he takes him out, and they leave. So Min Young Kim and RAAM have this vendetta from this day forth. And that's when you kind of see that in Gears of War 1, where RAAM and Min see each other again. This is 5 years later. And then finally RAAM kills Min the same way that he killed Valera. Because of Valera's death, this is how Jace joins the COG. He was so inspired by her, and he just joins right then and there. He picks up her Lancer and uses that. So that was the evacuation of Alima. And then in Gears of War 2, it's the Battle of Alima, and that city, when you're in the Hollow, and remember the rift worm, that big huge worm that's sinking cities? The rift worm sinks Alima. And that's the city that you're walking through in the Hollow that was sunk. So that's pretty much it. It's a fun DLC. Like I said, if you're a big Gears fan, this is a must play. You should play this. You learn more about it. If you already know all this stuff, if you've read the comics, if you've read the books, it's just cool to see these characters. Especially because all of these characters, these 4 main characters, currently in the Gears universe, they are all deceased. Michael Barrick died in this comic, like I said, by Locust. He sacrificed himself. Min Young Kim, RAAM killed him in Gears of War 1. And Ty Calisto killed himself in Gears of War 2, and Alicia Valera was killed by RAAM in RAAM's Shadow. So it's, it's just it's an opportunity to play as these characters because they're all gone, and it's just pretty fun. Oh, and the really, really cool thing is that you get to control the Hammer of Dawn. This is the Hammer of Dawn. You have to activate satellites, and they do this in Control. Like in Gears of War 1 and 2, it's Anya that operates the Hammer of Dawn. You just point and pull the trigger. That's all you do. But Anya is the one that is actually aligning the satellite with the Hammer of Dawn and all that, so that it should actually target what you're pointing at. And you get to do that, and it was really, really cool. You get to go on this little computer, and it goes up like bird's eye view, and it's this little screen, and you're actually like moving like, and you target whatever you want to, and it's just, it's really cool. So you get to use the Hammer of Dawn in a different way, which was awesome. I do recommend it. Like I said, it is kind of expensive, so if you're not a huge Gears fan and you're just like, I don't care what happened before. I don't care about these characters. I have no idea who they are. If that's your case, then don't. It's not a need to know thing. It's just interesting. And for those of you that are big Gears fans and want to know more about the characters and want to see the characters and want to experience more of the story than this, you should get it. So that's pretty much all I had to say about it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you I cleared up a few things about it, because I know some people were kind of confused as to when this took place, where they were, who these people were, that kind of thing. So hopefully that kind of cleared that up for you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll talk to you guys later.